guys, my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So, today we're going to talk about Kono Oto Tomare episode 17 or season 2 episode 5, I believe. I don't know, but whichever floats your boat, so yeah. Anyways, first off, I do want to go ahead and apologize that this video is super late. I should have done this on Monday, but this whole week has been super gloomy and rainy and I've been so busy until like finally it's like Thursday, it's Halloween. I'm finally being able to sit down and talk about the episode, finally. And I didn't want to skip out on talking about this episode because this was a really good episode and I love Kono Oto Tomare and I feel like it deserves all the love in the world. So that's why I really wanted to sit down and talk about it with you guys. So anyways, enough rambling, let's just go ahead and dive right into this episode. So the first thing that I want to talk about very briefly is Kurusu. So at the very start of this episode, we finally get to see like what conclusion she came up with regarding her feelings with Kurata. And she basically says that she's pretty much gonna push her feelings to the side and just kind of like let them be, but she's not gonna say anything. But she is going to confess when they retire. So that alone makes me very happy that at least she's going to confess, so he will eventually know her feelings and we'll see what happens then when she finally confesses. So I'm actually really excited for Kurusu and I'm really glad that she was like, okay, these are my feelings, I gotta, like, they're there, so I just gotta put my focus right now on the club first, get everyone to nationals, and then I'll reveal everything to my boy. On top of that, she also asked Kurata how he felt about the former club president. And I'm so glad that she did, because with Kurata, we don't really know what he's feeling or thinking when it comes to like the girls. Like, it looked like he liked her a little bit, but hearing Kurata say no, like, I don't like her romantically, like, I do like her but not romantically, I just see her more like as a friend, I respect her, it's more of like I respect her kind of thing. And as soon as he said that, I was like, thank God, because that means Kurusu has a chance. And seeing how relieved she was just like, oh, okay, I see. And in that instant, Kurata was like, why did you ask me that? Like, what's going on? He was so confused about the whole situation, which lets me, you know, it got me thinking basically, how is Kurata going to receive Kurusu's feelings whenever she confesses? Like, I'm curious about that because right now I don't see anything that tells me that he likes Kurusu or even Hozuki. I feel like he's just so focused on the club right now that he just doesn't see them as like potential love interest right now. But I would absolutely love to see him develop feelings for Kurusu. Like, that would be so cute that he slowly starts to realize that, oh, like, the way that I'm feeling towards Kurusu is way different than what I'm, you know, having Hozuki as like a club member and everyone else. Like, I want to see that. I think that would be so cute. Or, you know, if you want a little bit of heartbreak, where he's just like, oh, I don't really feel the same way, like, I'm sorry, like, that would be so devastating. So I'm hoping that he eventually will develop feelings for her, because that would be like so freaking cute and I'm here for it. Anywho, that's just basically about it with Kurusu and Kurata. So the rest of the episode actually focuses on Hozuki and her performance back in middle school, which was the piece that she performed that she wanted to convey her feelings towards her mom and get her to basically wake up and for them to become a family. And that basically ends up like haunting her in this episode, because at the very beginning of this episode she has like a dream about that day, and she realizes that she's so comfortable right now for like where she's at and with her club members, that she's slowly realizing, especially after Takinami sensei said that the third years only have like, this is basically like their last chance to go to nationals, she's realizing that eventually everyone's gonna leave her and she's gonna go back to being alone, and that makes me really sad. And I was like, oh no, my sweet girl. Like, I feel like she'll be able to make more friends in the future though, because of her experiences with the club members, but at the same time, I feel for her, and I hope that, like, you know, if everyone like does go their separate ways, they'll keep in contact with her so she doesn't feel lonely, but we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, so that situation ends up being like a thing throughout the whole episode where this one piece that she plays gets brought up a lot, and it ends up being the one thing that the teacher picks for them to play at nationals. And in that instant when the teacher said, here's this piece, let's do this one, she's like, no, like, we cannot do this one, this is a solo, and just like trying to make up like so many excuses for not doing it. And the teacher, you know how he is, he's not gonna get involved, so he's just like, all right, like, I'm gonna let y'all choose, but this is your best option to, you know, go straight to the top. So this leaves Hozuki like in an awkward situation where she's like, she knows that this piece will take them to nationals if the teacher said so, but she can't help but feel, you know, these feelings that she did before because she had a bad experience with this piece. It's the piece that like kind of broke her situation with her mom and everything, and it's the reason why she got exiled from her family too. So it's just kind of like, yeah, of course she wouldn't want to play this piece because it's giving her like bad vibes, bad memories. So it's like, heck no, you know? Which, interestingly enough, the teacher does mention in this episode, because of the way that Hozuki was reacting, he's like, have you even heard yourself play this piece? And in that instant, like, Hozuki like reacts where she's kind of like, basically it told us, no, she hasn't. And I feel like the reason why she hasn't played that piece is because she's afraid, and because she felt like the feelings that she wanted to convey like never got through her mom. So she's like, why bother? But it isn't until her and Chika have like this little moment like during lunchtime where they both sit down. Chika just like sits down casually with her and sticks like one of the earphones in her ear. And she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, you know, I have no idea what your situation is with the song or what your feelings are towards it, but it won't be scary if we listen to it together. And I was like, oh, like Chika is coming through. I really love that about Chika, where he knows that there's something wrong with Hozuki, but he doesn't push her to like be, you know, hey, tell me what's going on, like, you need to tell me right now. Like, he's not like that. He's more of like this really super chill guy that's really understanding, and he's just like, hey, you know, I'm here for you if you want to talk about it, but I'm not gonna push you, you know. I'll let you be. Don't know what your situation is, but just know I'm here for you. Which I think is very, very sweet of Chika. And they finally listened to what Hozuki sounded like together when she played that piece, and Hozuki realizes like now what she sounded like, and she was just like, man, this is like it sounded good, but to her she's like, man, that's like a terrible tone. And beforehand, before he pressed play, she did ask him like, what did you think of that? And Chika honestly told her, your tone sounded like you were screaming. And I was like, oh my gosh, the fact that he was able to pull that apart and like really know what she was feeling in that moment is just like, what? And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about how she said, you know, man, this was like a terrible tone. She realizes that what she wanted to convey to her mom wasn't there at all, which is super understandable because at the moment she was feeling like all of this pain and suffering because she felt so alone and she didn't know what to do. She just wanted an out, and she wanted her mom back, her family, and she just basically wanted to be free. So of course she would sound like that because she had like all these pent up emotions and she didn't know how else to express them. So she, you know, she didn't know it, but she expressed them through her koto. So that's really, really, really interesting. And it's like, well, no wonder your mom reacted the way that she did. That's just like kind of crazy. you know? Anyways, the fact that Chika picked it up once again was amazing in itself. So yeah, anyways. But this also helps Hozuki move in the right direction, because after this, she's like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this piece and go to nationals. And she is super determined. So once she decides and gives basically the okay to do this piece, the teacher whips out like this sheet music, and he's like, here's the piece. I like customized it to where I feel like it fits best with you guys. And I like that Kurata was like, whoa, like you did this, like did you stay up all night? I really like how the teacher was like yeah, right, like I would lose sleep for this. But later on we find out that he did. He stayed up all night doing this piece so it could fit like the club members, which like warms my heart a little bit, because like this shows that he's changing slowly, and you get like, this is like his own way for caring for the club members, and that he's super invested in them now, and he wants to like give it his all with them, you know, by their side. So like, yay, like that makes me happy that he's like super invested, super interested, and he's like absolutely here for it. Which, the reason why I'm bringing up the piece in the first place is because they run into a issue where there's two parts where they require a 17 string and they only have one. So they're like, oh, like how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna practice together because we only have one? Do we take turns, or like what's gonna happen? And this leads Hozuki to pay a visit to her mom. Which, when I saw her at her family's doorstep, I was like, oh no, like this is gonna go very, very bad. And I was super terrified for Hozuki. Like, you can tell that she wants to go home, and she wants, you know, her mom. She desperately wants her mom, but her mom is just, she's not there, and she's just not, I feel bad for Hozuki. Like, her whole situation is really, really sad. But before she's even able to like knock or like try to get in, she bumps into like this really mean, nasty old lady that I do not like. I even wrote down in my notes, this old lady is a bitch. Why is she such a bitch? Because she kept like talking down on Hozuki and like saying, you know, oh, you're like exiled, why are you here? And through this old lady, we find out that this old lady and her granddaughter, which is the other character that Hozuki bumped into, which, by the way, her name is Akira. We find out that they're living with her mom, and the old lady's like, well, someone has to keep her in check. And I was like, I will fight you, old lady. But yeah, and even Hozuki did not like that this freaking old lady said that. Like, you can tell like she was like super furious, but she kept a super calm and collected face, like sort of, but you can like, there was obviously she was angry, but yeah. And this girl Akira, she's like, oh, like that's fine, like let her see her mom, like there's no need to be mean. And as soon as she turns away, you see like this evil face that scares the crap out of me, not gonna lie. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh no, she just wants to see shit happen to Hozuki. Like, she wants something bad to happen to Hozuki. Like, I don't know, but she's giving me like really bad vibes. But yeah, this ends up being her in so she can talk to her mom and ask for a 17 string, which she does. And her mom doesn't budge, so Hozuki resorts to like kneeling down and like asking. She's like, please, please, like I joined the Koto club at my school, I'm still playing it. And this freaking old lady, she's like, oh my gosh, what a disgrace to play the Koto for fun. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. Like, no one is talking to you. Like, can you just shut up for 2 seconds? And I really like that Hozuki told her, I'm speaking to my mom. And I was like, yes, girl, you tell that freaking little old lady to shut the hell up. Anyway, but Akira actually ends up like volunteering and saying, oh, you can borrow mine, you can take the extra one that I have. I don't use it. And she has like this face, that face that she made at the beginning. It's back, and I'm just like, oh. And Hozuki is just like not fazed by it. She's like, okay, whatever. So I don't know what the issue is with Akira. Like I said, we'll probably find out eventually like what the history is between her and Hozuki. But yeah, because like it's not looking so hot right now. Anywho, the mom eventually does give Hozuki the 17 string, but she told her, take it, but one condition is that you are to never come back to this house. Do not step foot here ever again. And I was like why? Like why is her mom so harsh with her and so mean? And it's just like, I get it. I get that the mom's being influenced by like everyone around her, and they expect like all these things from her, and like, because before Hozuki was doing, you know, everything that she did with the koto for the sake of her mom, and so people wouldn't talk bad about her mom or her family. But now it's just, I don't know, like, I feel like if the mom was able to like stand up for herself and her daughter, like it wouldn't be so bad. Like even if they got exiled, I feel like they could have been like a happy little family. But for whatever reason, the mom's like just sticking so hard to what everyone says. Like she's just going by what this little freaking little old lady is saying and everyone else. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting like a little bit angry just thinking about it. Anyway, because like I get the feeling that she doesn't want to do this, especially by the reaction that she had at the very end of the episode. You can tell that she's regretting what she says. So I'm like, then stand up for your freaking daughter. Say something. Don't be a bitch. Anywho, going back to the old lady, it looks like the old lady is plotting something with her granddaughter Akira, because they have like this little moment to each other and they talk. They're like, we need to make sure that she doesn't play and weasel her way back into the family, because like I'm assuming that this bitter old lady just wants to stay at the top so like she can be all that and like have like all this stuff. I don't know like what the situation is with this old lady, but she needs to be knocked down a few pegs, because no, this freaking old lady is a big no. Just based on what this old lady was saying, I feel like now Akira has been pushed into the situation, and I feel like she's in the same situation that Hozuki was before, and she doesn't know how to like get out of it. And I have a feeling that she's probably jealous of Hozuki that now she's able to play the koto for fun, while she's over here like she can't play it for fun. She has to do it like because of her family and it's expected of her. And so it's like, I don't know, but we'll find out what this girl is thinking hopefully in the next episode, which based on the preview it looks like we're gonna figure out like what the hell is this the situation with this girl. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. I'm kind of scared, because if this girl comes for Hozuki, I will fight a bitch. Anyways, I think that's about it. That's all I really wanted to discuss regarding this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me ramble on, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!